Hi guys, this is Laura, and today I'm going to make a video on the new changes that I recently updated to Rock the Lab. Usually about once a month or once every new 9 weeks, I go in and I add some different lessons that kind of pertain to what's going on during the year. So today I just want to show you what I have in the main navigation toolbar. You have your Home tab, which has links to the featured lessons, and I'll go over those today. And then, of course, you have your grade level buttons below. You also have archived lessons for each 9 weeks. And this is for those of you that want to go back and revisit some of the lessons that have been featured during the previous 9 weeks. A lot of times teachers, for some reason, don't follow the NAISD scope and sequence, and so their instruction is a little bit out of order. And this will allow you to access those lessons that follow the scope and sequence on the elementary curriculum framework. I've also put in the archived lessons for the featured lessons. So here you have the ones that I had for August and September. Here's October and here's November. So once we hit January, I'm going to archive the December lessons right here. This little tab right here is the one that I'm adding new. This is going to be our vlog, and this is where I'm going to upload this video once I finish it, so that you will know what is new on the website, and so that you can plan to take your kids to the lab and maybe incorporate some of these in your lesson plans. So let's go back to the home page, and if I scroll down just a little bit, the featured lessons that will probably stay here throughout the year are the Launchpad HyperDoc for students. So if you've never done Launchpad or set up Launchpad with your students, if you click on the image, it's going to take you to the Launchpad HyperDoc for students. So make sure they're logged into their Google accounts, and when you click on Make a Copy, it will add this to their Google Drive. And basically it just kind of walks them through how to use Launchpad, how to log in using the two different browsers, IE and Chrome, what their username and password is if they do get this particular login page. Then it goes over all the different features of their dashboard. And of course you can add apps to the library if you use something that is not already pushed out to them. The kids can go into the plus sign and then actually add an app from the library. You can also rearrange and edit your dashboard to make it look the way that you want. And in some cases, you will have to go in and provide a password for some of the non-NAISD websites and platforms that you may be using with your students. Another featured lesson that I will leave here will be the Internet Land Digital Citizenship one. This is created by Google, and it's called Be Internet Awesome, and I really like it to use as a supplement to the regular NAISD curriculum that you guys are supposed to teach once a semester. Something new this month is going to be Hour of Code. So Hour of Code this year falls on December 4th through the 8th, and if you click on the Hour of Code button, it will take you to all of the different Hour of Code resources that you can use with your students during that week. Now, Hour of Code doesn't have to be officially during this week. It can be anytime you want. So I'll probably leave this up here too as well, and I'm going to make a separate video that kind of goes through what all these little buttons do, and so that you can decide which one you want to use with your kids. This is also a new one, and I'm also going to leave this one probably up here permanently, and it's May the 4 C's be with you. So we're talking about collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. If you click on the button, it's going to take you to, right now I just have 4 different lessons that focus on each of these individual 4 C's. And my idea, hopefully it will work, is for students to be collaborating and communicating and problem solving with students, not just from their classroom and not just from their campus, but students from other campuses across the district. So we shall see how this goes. Not quite sure if it's going to be a success or not, but for example, this collaboration activity, if you click on it, it's going to open up to a Google slide that everybody can access. And the idea is for kids to create a slide that will introduce themselves. So I've kind of put one here for me, just kind of to give them an idea of what they can do. But basically, it's the directions are right here. You're going to create a new slide, add an image, include the name, campus, and grade level of where you are, and just a little bit of information about yourself. So teachers, if you want your kids to do this, please make sure that they have permissions for their name, work, and likeness to be on the internet. Now down here, this is where we get into kind of our December themed lessons. And so I have 6 lessons here that you have to choose from. The first one being something based on the Polar Express. And again, it's going to prompt you to make a copy. So you're going to have your kids logged into their Google account. And I highly, highly recommend you use the Chrome browser, not Internet Explorer. All of these Google activities work way better in Chrome. So I know that many of you read the book to your kids. I know that you may watch the movie. So this is a great follow-up activity for after you have finished that. So the second slide kind of gives you a table of contents. This one, they have to complete a graphic organizer. And I did include text boxes, so you can see that when I click on each box, there is a text box for them to write in the answers to these questions. And then here is an image. If you haven't read the book for them, if you click on this image, it takes them to a video where they can read the book. On the next slide, we're talking about meeting the author. So you click here to read about the author, click here to visit his website, and then which book from Chris Van Allsburg would you like to read next? And this one, I think, should go to a Padlet where they can put their answer in. Book talks. The activity here, I've got 2 different examples of what a book talk can look like. And so here's directions on how the kids can make their own book talk. And again, here's a link where they can post their book talks onto this Padlet. So it's brand new. No one has submitted a book talk yet, but hopefully somebody will. And then we kind of get into the movie. Here's a trailer. Obviously, I can't upload the whole video for you. That would go against copyright. But if you do watch it in your classroom, this would be a great place to add responses here. And here is a class slide deck. Actually, it's more like a district slide deck so that people or kids from all over the district can use it. Here, this is kind of cool. This is where the kids have to create a word cloud based on words. So if you click here, it takes you to a Google Doc, and they have to type in meaningful words. And there's directions here on how to use the word cloud generator. So once your kids type in these words, follow the directions that are linked right here, and it makes a word cloud based on all the words that they submitted. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's the Polar Express activity. The Santa Tracker is pretty cool. If you click on this, it takes you to the Santa Tracker website. And right now it is not active. I don't think it starts until December 1st. But once it does start, once a day, these different pictures will be unveiled. Like right now, it's hiding behind this little ice thingy, whatever. And when you click on it, it's a different activity for the kids to do every single day. So it's very interactive, a lot of fun, good for K through 5. This next activity is creating a class tree. So basically they're, again, learning about the traditions of different celebrations in our country, specifically Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. They're going to click here to make a copy of a Google drawing, and it is an ornament. And they can use shapes. They can insert different pictures to decorate their own personalized ornament. And then down here, there is a link to a class tree. So they can add their ornament to this tree. If you just want to do one ornament per class, then the teacher's going to have to go to File, make a copy, and then just have your kids go to your own personalized copy of this tree. So that's the class tree, make an ornament. This is a really good one, the ornament graphing for Kinder and First. It is in a Google spreadsheet. So again, they're going to have to be logged into Google. They click on make a copy. And it's going to pop open with a picture, any minute now, here we go, of a tree. So they have to click and drag and decorate the different ornaments they find on the tree. And then they're going to graph over here how many ornaments they have. And then over here they fill in the numbers. I have so many blue ornaments, purple ornaments, yellow, red, and so on. Holiday Traditions is, this one is a HyperDoc. So when they click on make a copy, it's going to open it up, and it is pretty much self-paced. And they're going to be doing some research using these specific resources. So here I have a link to the library portal, National Geographic, culture page, and they're just going to make some notes on a country of their choice. They have to choose a country to research. Then they're going to teach it. They're going to teach it to a partner, and they're going to pick the top 5 things that they think their partner should know about that particular country, and they're going to write their summary in a paragraph. And then here they're going to add their country with a pin on a Google map and include this information that they found in their research. So this is a really cool collaborative activity as well. And then finally we have Build a Snowman. This is from Eric Kurtz, who is a master at teaching children how to utilize Google Apps for Education. So when you click on make your own copy, it will populate with directions on slide 2. And on slide 3, here you have the snowman body. And they're going to have to add eyes and mouths and arms and feet, and they do that by clicking on it, choosing copy, or right clicking and choosing copy, and then going back to slide 3 and choosing paste. And then they have to move and rearrange the different things they want to decorate their snowman with on the slide. So it's really teaching those skills for kids that are just starting to learn how to use a mice or a trackpad or whatever device you happen to be using. And then there's a little paragraph where they have to write about their snowman. So they can write something descriptive, they can do a narrative, you know, whatever you want them to do. So that's a really cool activity as well. So that's it for the featured lessons section. There is one other section that I do want to point out, and that is found under the technology button on the home page. And I did blog about this last week or 2 weeks before, but I wanted to go ahead and include this in the video, and that's the new Google Jedi Training Academy. So this is for students to learn how to use the basics of Google Apps for Education. I'm not a huge fan of teaching technology in isolation. However, I have found a need for this. I've talked to many 5th grade teachers who have said, you know, these kids come to us and they barely know how to log in, or they don't know how to open a new document. They don't know how to share a document with someone. And so not having that basic foundation is really impacting instruction in those upper grades. So I decided to create this kind of badge system where kids can go in and learn these basic skills, and then in the process they actually earn a badge. So for example, if I click on the Google Docs Lightsaber badge, I have 2 different activities, one for K2 and the other for 3-5. And again, it's just basically teaching them these basic skills. And there's tutorials built in. And this is a picture of the the badge that they're going to earn once they complete it. And then here is the Google form that they fill out. And once they fill this out, if they include your email address, then I will email them their badge. And so they can print it out, or they can do whatever they want with it. I also have a a place down here where I will put their first name and the last or their first initial of their last name on this page so that kids will get some recognition. So you can see that there's already a whole lot of 5th graders from Bulverde Creek that have started earning their badges. Again, because this is a public site, the students need to have permission for their name, work, and likeness to be on the internet. So just please make sure you check that before you allow them to fill out the form to get a badge. And I think that's pretty much it for what's new in December. I hope you guys find something useful on this website. Remember that iStation only needs to be 3 times a year. And if you're really struggling with time and you don't have a whole lot of time to create something on your own, make sure you check out Rock the Lab and see if there's something that will help support those lessons or ideas that you're teaching in the classroom. So thanks, and see you next month.